Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back here. This is episode 4 of my Hartford Whalers MLB The Show 23 franchise. We were the Washington Nationals, then we relocated to Hartford, Connecticut, completely gutted the roster, and started fresh. You see it here. We started the season with only one player over 70 overall. That was Mackenzie Gore. We extended his contract until 2030, a really good deal overall as long as he keeps getting better. We just traded for shortstop Royce Lewis, former #1 overall pick in the 2017 draft. In last episode, he's going to be our premier shortstop for the future. He's been killing it in the minor leagues this year. He's going to get his first action in our first game this episode. Very excited to see his first at-bats for Hartford. If you haven't checked out last episode or any of the episodes, go check them out. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button and comment. Get as involved with this series as you can. It makes it all that more fun, and it makes all the decisions in the games we play mean so much more. But I also displayed Royce Lewis in interviews last episode because he's coming off of 2 ACL tears, COVID in one of his first seasons, so a lot has gone against his development so far, but we're here to pick it up, and we're here to take a supremely talented player and a supremely amazing human being, hopefully to superstardom here for the Hartford Whalers. We've got a bit of Connecticut flair with the Connecticut team, with Matt Barnes, former UConn grad, born in Danbury, Connecticut, closing and doing it well for the Whalers this season so far. He's an all-star candidate, but the Whalers are in a very tough division. Bottom of the NL East. Every team is at least 11 games over 500. I don't think I've ever seen that. The Braves and Mets are tied for first. Phillies and Marlins are battling for third and fourth, and we're way back in fifth. But it's a good thing we're in win at some point later on mode versus trying to win now in this division. We are going to get there someday, I believe it. But if you missed how we do the episodes, we're going to play a full game here against Lance McCullers and the Astros with Josiah Gray on the mound on the road in Houston. We won game 1. I simmed it. But we're playing on June 14th. This is my birthday in real life, so we're going to play this game in the franchise in Houston, see if we can take down the Astros in full, and then we play 2 other games. One as a player lock. Every other episode, I do it with a prospect, so in this episode, it's going to be with a prospect. We're going to choose between 2 prospect starting pitchers, Cade Cavalli and Wilmer Flores. I'll let you know who we're doing that after the full game against the Astros. And then the third game we play is all offense, but we're going to do it this way. We're going to play Houston, and then we're going to sim and do a player lock in this second week of July with one of those 2 pitchers. And then we're going to do the first-year player draft this weekend here in July. And then we're going to play an offense-only matchup sometime here at the end of July, leaving off just before the trade deadline and contract extension deadline. And that's how this episode's going to go. So let's get right into it and play our game against Lance McCullers Jr. and the Houston Astros in Houston. Beautiful day for baseball here in Houston at Minute Maid Park. The Astros take the field. Lance McCullers on the hill, facing off against Josiah Gray and the last place Whalers. A great matchup here. Leading off for the Whalers is number 17, Royce Lewis. I picked number 17 for him because he was the first overall pick in the 2017 draft. As he takes strike 1 here for the Whalers. He also made his major league debut for the Minnesota Twins last year on June 17th, so the number 17 had a little meaning for me and Royce. And he's going to line this one up the middle. Nice play by Jeremy Pena, and Royce Lewis's speed isn't going to beat that one out. 0 for 1 here today. Now, looking at the Hartford Whalers lineup and the averages, no one really doing all that well except for the bottom of the order. Corey Dickerson and Alberto Madrid having especially good seasons in the average department. Alberto Madrid starting in center today, Matt Vierling at third base, and Michael Chavis gets the day off. Here is Matt Vierling for the Whalers. Nice curveball there from McCullers, and Vierling is set down. This Whalers lineup, very young, a lot of breakout candidates, a lot of young players overall. So a really good chance for this team to grow this season, and honestly, in a division where they're probably not going to do all that well anyways, it's been an awesome start for some guys like Keibert Ruiz, who's on a long-term contract. He leads the team in home runs. Oscar Colas is having an excellent rookie year. Alberto Madrid is having an out-of-this-world season. He's starting to get more playing time, so a lot to look forward to with this Whalers lineup for the future. But for this season, we're just trying to see if we can take some bright spots out of it, and 3 pitches, 3 sliders against Keibert there, and he fans and misses. No score after the first inning. Josiah Gray, a former second-round pick of the Cincinnati Reds in the 2018 draft, born in New Rochelle, New York, close to Hartford. He debuted for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's bounced around. He was traded to the Nationals for Trey Turner in that deal with Keibert Ruiz as well. And now he gets set to face the Houston Astros. He's had a mixed bag of stats this season, but looks to make a good appearance here against a very good Astros lineup. And he's got Altuve in an 0-2 hole here. First at bat of the game. And Gray gets him. Slider away. Good 3-pitch mix. Good start. And he's going to chop that one out towards Royce Lewis. 2 down quickly. And now a perennial MVP candidate now. One of the scariest hitters to face in all of baseball. Big Yordan Alvarez. Changeup, fans and misses. Gray. 2 strikes. Kicks and fires. Cuts on and misses. A sort of a swing from Yordan. And Josiah Gray looking stellar after one. Oscar Colas to lead things off here for the Whalers in the second inning. Having an awesome season. Started to fade a little bit with the average, but he's hitting 4th here in Tim Hernandez's lineup. He gets a curveball, and that's going to be a leadoff single. Ooh, he hung that one, and Oscar just missed something bigger, but he's got himself an average boosting single. Gray has Abreu in an 0-2 hole here. Curveball right there. Strike 3. Window shopping goes Jose Abreu. 2 down. And a nice 2-seamer there from Gray. He's got Bregman in an 0-2 hole here. 2 outs in the second inning. Kicks and fires. Strike 3. Josiah Gray looking sharp early. Another good start to the inning here. 0-2. Josiah Gray to Jeremy Pena. Curl. Circle change. How do you do, Josiah? And Josiah Gray gets Chas McCormick again here. Another strikeout. He is absolutely dealing so far. Another 2-strike count here for Josiah Gray. He's got Corey Lee down in it. Oh, and he hits him. First base runner of the game for the Astros, and Josiah Gray gets a 2-seamer that slips on him. Ground ball up the middle. Luis Garcia. Jeter throw over to Yepes. That's 3 outs. Josiah Gray strands the 1 base runner he's allowed so far. And here is Royce Lewis with his second chance here against Lance McCullers. Had the day off yesterday. He was traded. Now he's gotten the call-up, a full chance to impress here for the Whalers. He is our leadoff hitter, one of the best base stealers and a very fast player. Good contact skills, so Tim Hernandez wants to see what he can do in that leadoff spot. Royce Lewis! You cannot write a better start to his career for the Whalers. A solo jack here. And an absolutely crushed first home run for the Whalers. 421 feet, over 110 miles an hour off of his bat. What a feeling that must be to get off the schneid in your first game for your new team. Just drills one into the side of the wall there. Oscar Colas sends a curveball the other way. That ball might get down. It will, and Keibert Ruiz trying to take third. He is going to be safe. He gets around the tag. I thought he was out for sure, but aggressive base running for the Whalers per usual. And it's Yadiel Hernandez with 2 outs here. McCullers deals. Grounded to first. Abreu's going to get it. That's 3 outs, but the 1 run in the inning rolls. Royce Lewis, welcome to the Whalers. Taking Lance McCullers deep. Man, Josiah Gray's looked very sharp. He's hitting all of his spots. Another 0-2 count here. Michael Brantley. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Man, he is looking great on the mound right now. Knock on wood if you can. And there is the first hit of the game for the Astros. Yordan Alvarez pulls a fastball into right field. And Abreu lines this one into right. Oscar Colas makes the play, and Josiah Gray's out of another inning. He's only given up 1 hit through 4. Corey Dickerson with a leadoff single to start the 5th. Can the Whalers add to their 1-0 lead? And Madrid takes this one the other way. That's back-to-back singles to start the 5th inning for the Whalers. Luis Garcia takes this one into right center. Chas McCormick's there. Corey Dickerson's going to tag up. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. And here is Royce Lewis, 1st and 3rd now with 1 out. If he can avoid a ground ball, he should have an RBI opportunity. Going to be down 0-2 here. Royce Lewis with 1 down in the inning. Takes the fastball off of Lance McCullers. Abreu tries to throw to second. That's not going to be enough, but you got to check on the health of Lance McCullers. He is going to be taken down. Oh, you got to check for a head injury or something there. Royce Lewis just killed Lance McCullers. Goodness. On the bright side, Royce Lewis is 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs in this ballgame. We're up 2-0. And with the dynamic difficulty, I am all of a sudden up to Hall of Fame difficulty pitching, so things are going to get a little bit interesting here as Josiah Gray has been dealing out on the mound. And a 1-2 here to Jeremy Pena. Gray gets a ground ball to Royce Lewis on to first base, and our new shortstop records the 2nd out of the 5th. Another 2-strike count here. Change up in the dirt, and McCormick goes. Ruiz on to first, and Josiah Gray's stellar outing on the mound continues. Wow. Another strikeout for Josiah Gray. This one to start the 6th inning. He is dealing out there. That is 9 strikeouts for Josiah Gray, and we're not even through 6 innings yet with him. Another 2-strike count here. Altuve. Fans! 10 strikeouts for Josiah Gray. Masterpiece out there. A 2-2 here. Michael Brantley. 2 outs in the 6th inning. Josiah Gray gets him to ground it to Royce Lewis. Nice play by Royce on to first. And Josiah Gray, 10 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed through 6 innings. And a 2-2 here to Jose Abreu with 1 out. Gray fires, slider, swings and misses. That's 11 strikeouts for number 40 out there. The 2-2. Swing and a fly ball to Yepez. He's going to get under this one and field it. Through 7 is Josiah Gray. 2 hits allowed, 11 strikeouts. Is that the end of his line? Matt Vierling leads off the 8th inning with a single. Nice piece of hitting from the Notre Dame grad. And Vierling's off and running. He's got wheels, and he is in there. Another stolen base for Matt Vierling. And an 0-2 here to Yepez here in the 8th. Runner on 3rd. And he's going to fly a fastball out towards Alvarez. He's going to get there. 2-0 here. Heading to the bottom of the 8th. Josiah Gray still out there on the mound. I think Tim Hernandez is just looking to see if he can squeeze out a little bit more from his pitcher here, who's been absolutely magnificent. And a leadoff hit here for Jeremy Pena. That's easily going to be 2. Where is Corey Dickerson? And that is why I hate the shift, but leadoff runner, I think that is going to spell the end of the night for Josiah Gray. And it will. Hernandez is out to get his starter on the mound, and in comes Jason Foley from the pen, who has not been good overall, but he's been very good in the past couple weeks. His numbers are improving, and that is what we like to see here. Line drive into left field. Dickerson's not going to get there, and the run is going to score. Already not paying off, leaving Josiah Gray in just a little bit too long. It's 2-1 here. Corey Lee bunts. Yepes fields, throws to second, easy force play. I don't know what the Astros were thinking there. He's got Altuve in a two-strike hole here. He waves and misses way out of the zone, looking like Javi Baez there, 2 down. And it's Yordan time. Foley just trying to escape this inning. Fastball, strike 3! What a job on the mound by Jason Foley to limit the damage and strike out one of the most dangerous hitters in the sport. It remains 2-1 Whalers. And Alberto Madrid smokes that one. Hanging slider. That's his second hit of the day. 106 off the bat.
He's going, he's going, he's going. Nope, ball one.
And Madrid steals second. The wheels paying off. 8th of the year. And slider rolled over to second here. We're going to head to the bottom of the 9th with a 1-run lead here. Matt Barnes coming in. Got to shut the door against Kyle Tucker, Jose Abreu, and Alex Bregman. And here he is, 14 for 17 on the year in saves, 1.5 ERA. Those numbers are stellar for Matt Barnes. Can he get it done here in the 9th, though? Tucker over to Garcia, on to first. That's 1 down. And now here's the 3-2 from Barnes. Fastball into right field, jammed him. 2 down here in the 9th. And it's up to Alex Bregman. And Barnes has gotten the count to 3-1 here against Bregman. 2 outs, no one on. And he's going to line this one up the middle. Base hit for Bregman. You're going to have one guy on here. Oh, not a great pitch there. Dickerson's going to have to get to it here, and he will, but it's going to be second and third here. Matt Barnes in a little bit of trouble with 2 outs in the 9th. Another 1-2 pitch here from Barnes to McCormick. Kicks and fires. Strike 3. Matt Barnes seals the deal on an excellent Whalers win. Really good pitching from Josiah Gray. Bright spot in the offense was Rolls-Royce Lewis, our new shortstop we literally just traded for in his first game for the Whalers. Goes 2 for 4 with a home run, 2 RBIs. Matt Barnes shuts it down, and that is an excellent win on my birthday, on Flag Day here in June. Yeah, you just got to shout out Josiah Gray for that performance. 7 innings pitched, gave up 3 hits, struck out 11, 1 earned run. Absolutely unbelievable from Josiah. Now it is time to sim to the player spotlight we're going to do with one of our top prospect pitchers, Wilmer Flores, brother of Wilmer Flores, who plays for the Giants, formerly of the New York Mets. Wilmer Flores is a Venezuelan-born 22-year-old starting pitcher who's having a sensational year for the Harrisburg Senators so far. Looking to pick up his 5th win. We're going to go do that start. As you see in the calendar here in AAA, you go here to Saturday, that's his start. We're going to do that full start for Wilmer Flores, see how he does, and do a little prospect player lock here. So let's get into it here, player lock with Wilmer Flores, and see if we can pitch ourselves another gem here on Hall of Fame difficulty. We pitched so well with Josiah Gray against Houston that we're on Hall of Fame difficulty pitching now. So let's see how it goes with Wilmer. Got a 1-2 here, and the leadoff batter. We'll take a cutter to right field. That's going to be a fly out, 1 down. Here's the 2-2 to Luis Garcia here. 1 out in the inning. And he's going to roll over to second base. On to first. 2 down. The 0-2 from Wilmer Flores to Daniel Cabrera. Strike 3. Great pitch there. 1-2-3 goes Erie. And Wilmer Flores was part of that deal we made with the Detroit Tigers. 3 players went to Detroit, 3 players went to the Whalers, and he was one of the players we got back with the highest value, one of the top prospects in our organization now, pitching-wise, and he's got a great mix. He's the brother of a current Major League player, and he's got some good flow, he's got some good swag. Ooh. And he's off to a good start so far this season, so a pitcher to keep an eye on. May make a bid for the rotation next year. Full count here from Flores. Fastball, flied into left, And that's going to be 1 down here. Nice curveball there, strike one. One thing he doesn't really have is a slider. I like having pitchers who have a good slider, but he does have a 5-pitch mix. He's going to get Jake Holton to fly out here, and he's gone 6 batters up, 6 batters down so far here. And the 1-2 here to Jermaine Palacios. 1 out in the inning here. Curveball, strike 3. Flores, 8 up, 8 down so far. Cutter on the outside part of the plate, over to shortstop, on to first, and through 3. No runners allowed for Wilmer Flores. A ball that's absolutely smoked into the gap. Luis Garcia's going to have himself a double here. He's pushing for 3. Wilmer Flores doesn't want to see it happen, but a triple with 1 out in the 4th. First hit of the game for Erie. 2-2 here to Cabrera. Change up. Away! Strike 3. 2 outs in the inning. Good bounce back after the triple. And fly ball here on the fastball. This one's hit pretty deep, but we got a guy there. Flores loves it. He's through 4 and no one allowed. And Flores deals the 1-2 here. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Very nice fastball. 1 down here. 5 2/3 pitched here for Wilmer Flores. 4 strikeouts, only 1 hit allowed for the Venezuelan. And he's got Bryant Packard in 0-2 hole here as he fouls that one off. He's pitched well, mixed well, not struck a lot of guys out, but very effective so far. And another 1-2 here. Change up, nice change up there. Got him off balance, 5th strikeout of the game. And that is ball 1. Flores is back out here for his 8th inning of work. Really working hard out there today. And here is another full count from Wilmer Flores. Strike 3, 6th of the ball game. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. And you're really seeing why Wilmer Flores is one of the top prospects in this Whalers organization. This is why they traded for him. Strike thrower, gets outs, eats deep into ball games, something you don't see a lot nowadays. He's about to get through 8 full innings, 1 hit, no runs allowed. Excellent performance. Will they let him go back out there? They will! Wilmer Flores with 87 pitches and a chance at the complete game shutout here against Erie. Strike 1. Nice cutter away. It is drilled up the middle, though. That's going to be the 2nd hit of the ball game for Erie. Are they going to keep Flores in here? And they are. I love the confidence that our AAA manager has in Wilmer Flores, or our AA manager, I should say. Guy on first. No outs here. 2-seamer. Jams the batter, and it's going to drop for a hit. That is how the hits are coming today against Wilmer Flores, but a little trouble here, and they are going to pull him. Let's hope the Senators hold on. Oh my god, and we fast forward to the end of the game. The Senators win, but Wilmer Flores was not going to get the win. A 3-run shot for Erie in the 9th inning as soon as they took him out. But you look at the box score here. Wilmer Flores, 8 innings, 3 hits allowed, 2 earned runs because of the home run allowed, 6 strikeouts. Absolutely amazing performance, though, from one of our top pitching prospects. Really promising looking stuff. And now we're going to sim those 21 days ahead to draft day and do the first-year player draft right now. And then after the draft, we will review who we got in the draft, check on the stats for the Whalers, and I think we're just going to call it an episode there. Played a lot this episode. I want to check up more around the franchise and see around the league how we're doing around the All-Star break. And then next episode we can play and get around the trade deadline and contract extension deadline. But let's get straight into that draft. But we are here. It is draft day. We're going to go over our record and the stats after the amount of simming we've done. We've simmed about a month to get to here, but we're going to do it after the draft. We're going to go over the All-Stars if we have any, the league leaders, the awards. Take a look around the league after we do the draft. But we are here. It is draft day, the first year player draft, and it looks different here in MLB The Show 23. San Diego Studios did a good job improving the draft experience. I did not take advantage of the scouting this time around, so I'm literally just going to do this blindly, skip to the draft. But next season I'm actually planning on doing some scouting and trying to take a shot at it, because I've never done it in MLB The Show, and this year I started to do it the same as I normally would. But let's get right into it, see who the Pirates take. We got a bit of a walkout this year, and they're going with David Cepeda, starting pitcher, who seems like he has decent potential, and overall he was our 5th ranked draft prospect on the Whalers board. So if we look at the prospects, we have 4 minutes now. The guy that I wanted to take, that I looked at first time we did any scouting, and we did scout him 100%. He has pretty high interest because we actually did a little bit of work around Ken Tuttle. This is the dude I want. He's got a beard, he's got a good draft rank. It seems like 100% scouting didn't really affect him negatively. He's probably going to have a potential somewhere in the mid to high 80s, which is totally fine for me, because he's 19 years old, and that can definitely go up if he continues to grow in the minor leagues. Depending on what his overall is, it could actually be very good. 68 minimum at 100% scouting progress, so he could actually end up being a starter for us in the rotation in the first season if he starts to do really well in the minor leagues. It seems like he's going to have a high overall at a young age, which is very nice to have as a young prospect in MLB The Show franchise. The other guy we are considering is Brian Cole. Seems like the exact same story, lower overall though, pretty much the same potential, but he's 21 years old, so we want a starting pitcher here, and we want our guy for the future, 19-year-old Ken Tuttle. And you see the walkout here. Look at the swag on draft day for Ken Tuttle. He is just sporting one of the best beards we've ever seen. We'll see if we keep that look for him, or I don't know. I like Ken Tuttle. I think he's got a bright future with us. So we are skipping to the next Whalers pick here in round 2. We view prospects, and I do want kind of a third baseman, first baseman type of player, so I'm actually going to go right over to third base. See who some of the first names are coming up. And I like the look of this guy here, Anderson Gaines. Overall, looks like it could be a mixed bag, but that potential has the potential to be really high. 21 years old, yes, but he seems like a good chance to have an incredibly high potential. We already scouted him 10%, and a minimum of 80 starting here is really good luck. I mean, right could be good. I feel like Anderson Gaines has the look and feel of a player that we're going to want to bring aboard, and we sure are. Left-handed hitting third base prospect now for the Whalers. Alright, round 3. I don't know what we need, to be honest, so I kind of just want to take one of the better available players. Let's go back to let's go to team ranking and see who we have. I mean, Junior Chavez is ranked 11th on our board. MLB is ranking him not ranked. Pretty much it was auto scouting for the whole way, so having him ranked 11th, I trust our rankings better than the MLB right now. Potential could be up to a 99, so I'm going to go with relief pitcher here, Junior Chavez, and hopefully we get a stud who can eventually be our closer someday. Alright, round 4. Let's look at the team rank, looking at all. There's only 2 guys left in the top 100 of our rankings, and it seems like Ryan Anderle is definitely the call of the 2 of these guys here. So I'm looking at catchers here, and Alan Boyer seems like a very good prospect for a 4th rounder, but he's 23 years old. That's the issue. Honus Farley seems like he has a very low overall, even though his potential could be high, and he's 18 years old, so I don't think I'm going to take a chance on someone with that low overall. Russ Cummings looks like his potential could be very low, but his overall might be decent, even though he is 19, so I'm not seeing anyone necessarily yet. Derek Felsch has awesome looking potential, 21 years old though, and he has such a low overall, so seems like he may never get to his potential, even though it may be very good. So I think I'm going to wait around on a catcher and see what I get there. I'm going to go for another starting pitcher here, and I think we're going to go for this 18-year-old Ryan Anderle. We did a little bit of scouting of him, so that's our 4th round pick, Ryan Anderle. And then we will go with a catcher here. I don't know who's left. Seems like all of the catchers that we are looking at went already now. And we actually are going to take a shot on this Derek Felsch character. If he ends up as a 48, 49 overall and up, somewhere in that higher echelon of what his overall is, I think we just need to let him sit in the minor leagues in Class A and let him get to such a high potential, if it is high. He's 21 years old, so I feel like give him 4 or 5 years in the minors, and he may actually end up being a great catcher for us. He's a switch hitter, so I love switch hitters. And this is a 5th round draft pick, so I'm not looking for anyone crazy good, but with the potential that he may have, I'm taking a shot even though that overall is so low. Hopefully we can let him marinate and turn into a great catcher in the minors. So we're going to go with a guy that looks like he is a safe bet at a pretty high potential and a pretty high overall. So we're going to take Geraldo Villarreal here in the 6th round and then call it for the draft and be happy with what we've taken at this point. So Geraldo Villarreal, hopefully he's a flamethrower and hopefully he can grow. Now the draft has ended. We have until August 1st to sign all of our players. That's a whole new process that I'll have to figure out how to do. So now we're back in the calendar, and you see where we are. We're 36 and 53. We're really struggling. We are 19 and a half games back out of first place. Everybody's still well over 500 in the NL East. The Mets have pushed out in front a little bit. Phillies and Braves just behind. Marlins in 4th. But let's go in and take a look at the All-Star voting for the National League. See if the Whalers have anybody, even close. And it seems like Matt Barnes fell down the pecking order for the voting for relief pitchers, so he's not going to end up as an All-Star, even though he still is having a very good year for us. He has 21 saves, 4 blown saves, but a 1.78 ERA and just over a 1 whip is a really good year for Matt Barnes so far. Keibert Ruiz is 3rd in the NL All-Star voting for catchers, which is nice to see. I don't think he's actually going to get it. He may, but he has had a pretty solid season overall. The average may be not as high as I had hoped, but the home runs and RBIs are really solid for a guy in our lineup. And the only other notable Whaler is Matt Vierling, who's had a consistently good year. 10 stolen bases, one of the best for all center fielders in the voting. Averages .279, which is also very good in terms of center fielders. Home runs and RBIs just aren't nearly near guys like Jazz Chisholm, Tyler O'Neill, Brian Reynolds, and Michael Harris, but Matt Vierling having a very good year overall, all things considered for the Whalers. And then Oscar Colas, who started off very well this year, has faded a little bit, but still is having a very good overall season. I'm surprised he's not higher in the voting, but there are a ton of good right fielders in the National League. That is not a position you want to be in competition for voting for the All-Star game. But looking at the Whalers stats overall, you look at the lineup, Royce Lewis is hitting .289. You love to see that. Only 1 homer since we hit that first homer in his first game with him. But if you go into his stats, I saw this. He has 6 stolen bases, 6 for 6 in the month that we've gotten him on our team. So he's really doing a perfect job as a leadoff hitter. For now is all we can ask of a guy like him. Matt Vierling, as you saw, doing well still. Keibert Ruiz having a solid overall season. Average I wish would go up a little bit, but we can't be perfect here. Oscar Colas still having a very solid season overall. This, I love to see. Juan Yepes now leads the team in home runs. His average has gone up. He's getting more RBIs. He's starting to thrive a little bit more and get comfortable in that Whalers lineup right in the heart of it. Yadi Hernandez has 10 home runs as well. He's had a very productive season overall as our DH. Corey Dickerson, average is still up. He's doing very good against righties. Michael Chavis is struggling. That hasn't changed. Luis Garcia still struggling. Wish that could change, but not a good look for Luis. Supposed to be one of our best contact hitters. D. Strange Gordon, very much struggling off the bench. Victor Robles also not having the best year. Williams Astudillo says he's hot. He has 3 dingers on the year, but average isn't great. He's just been a good utility player, it seems. And Alberto Madrid still hitting over 300. Only 2 home runs for the what it looks like was a very good power hitter based on his athleticism and everything. But overall, he's 8 for 8 in steals too, which is insane. He really hasn't had an amazing rookie season for us. I wonder where he is in the voting. And we'll go take a quick look at that. MVP ranks right now. Alonso's first, Juan Soto and Freddie Freeman are both hitting around 375. That's just insane production. And Pete Alonso's still beating him out so far with the homers and RBIs. Strider, Scherzer, and Kershaw for the Cy Young National League batting title. Freddie Freeman, Soto, and Gurriel. These two are just absolutely killing it on the West Coast. Reliever of the year, Michael Fulmer for the Cubs. That's an interesting one. And then Rookie of the Year, right now, it's Francisco Alvarez of the Mets, who had 2 home runs against us on Mother's Day, and his average in home runs are beating out Oscar Colas, but Colas is getting those RBIs. If we can get Oscar's average up, get him some home runs to get around Alvarez's numbers, that's going to be a great race to keep an eye on for the rest of the year for Rookie of the Year. Looking around, Gold Glove, I don't see anybody for the Whalers, not center field. How about Oscar Colas in right field having a good season defensively? Maybe 1 error on the season, something like that, but he's a pretty solid player overall, and it's not a bad place to be in contention for a Gold Glove with a guy like Mookie Betts. Now taking a look at our pitching, Mackenzie Gore, 5-6, but the ERA is still in a pretty average area. WHIP is a little higher than I'd like, but overall his ratings are going up, which is what you like to see from a guy that we have a contract that develops as he does. So we just need to see constant success and development from Mackenzie. Josiah Gray's picked things up after we had that stellar outing with him in Houston. He's hot. Trevor Williams, 4-10, not having the best year. Michael Pineda has actually been very good, all things considered, with wins and losses. Vince Velasquez, pretty much the same for all 5 pitchers. Around 4-5, around a 4 ERA, and around a 1.5 WHIP, but really not all that bad, so I'm assuming the bullpen is worse. Chad Kuhl, right around where our starters were. Jason Foley has picked things up. His WHIP is still terrible, but his ERA has gone down. Sean Doolittle's had an excellent year at age 36. He's still doing it. Erasmo Ramirez having an amazing year as well. He's 32. You'll love to see that. CNL Perez, his numbers have improved for sure. That you like to see as well. Tanner Rainey, decent. Mason Thompson, okay. And Matt Barnes is absolutely dealing so. As much as the record doesn't look good, a guy like Matt Barnes is having an excellent season. We're having a lot of really good individual seasons overall, so a lot to continue to look forward to. So let's look ahead to episode 5 and what we're going to be doing there. We're going to sign our draft picks. It's locked right now, but we'll see if we can sign Ken Tuttle and the rest of the draft picks that we took. And then we're going to sim all the way to the trade deadline, somewhere around here. I believe it's the last weekend of July, first weekend of August. And then we're also going to do player contract extensions, make sure we give Royce Lewis a nice financial compensation for being our future shortstop now, definitely back him up like we said we would. And then after we get through all of that, sometime in August, we're going to play a full game, probably against the Yankees, and then we're going to do a player lock with one of our major leaguers sometime in September. We're going to call up 2 minor leaguers sometime on September 1st. And then that's going to be it. We're going to sim to the end of the season next episode. This is how we're going to keep this franchise moving and get years and years into the future. I am going to continue to play games like I said I would, but next episode is the final one of the regular season, and then episode 6 will be simming through the playoffs since we're probably not going to be in them, and then a full off-season episode in episode 6. So we're going to get moving here in this franchise. That's how we're going to get years into the future. That's how we're going to see this team grow from as bad as they are now, even though a lot of the overalls are starting to go up, which I love to see. Still one of the worst rosters in baseball, but a lot to look forward to in this franchise. So thank you for watching as always. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button, so I know you're really enjoying these videos. Comment if you want to see anything differently, if you like what I'm doing, what players you're really starting to fall in love with, and who you want me to player lock with next episode. I don't know who I'm going to do yet, so let me know which Whaler you want to see player locked in next episode near the end of the season. But until next episode, this has been Therios. You'll never walk alone.